Greetings. I have no idea why I did that. I've always wanted to do that in one of these videos, I tell you. So I just got back from Andrea Lee's Midas Camp, and this was her 5th and actual final Midas Camp. Some of you may know her, of course, from her Wealthy Thought Leader and various other millions of things Andrea has done over the years. But I wanted to share with you one of the biggest bops over the head that I got when I was at Andrea's Midas Camp here this past week. And honestly, this was something that I needed. You know how sometimes you go to an event or you go somewhere and you're kind of like, I know I want to be here, I'm not quite sure what I'm looking to get or not. That's kind of how I was feeling. Like I knew I was going to go have some fun and see people I hadn't seen in a while and everything, and actually get to attend an event versus speaking and sponsoring and all kinds of things, which was a real treat. But I'll tell you, the very first day, I think it was almost the very first session, I got the big boop, bong over the head that I needed. And that was to treat my business as an experiment and to really keep this experimental mindset, this experimental approach to the work that I'm doing. And Andrea, of course, is the master of this, and she has all kinds of 7 steps and various things and such that she teaches her clients, right? But I have to tell you, this idea of treating my business as an experiment really, really hit home for me. And here's why. Business has felt really hard. You know, I feel like I've been trying so hard to prove something lately, and it's kind of funny. Maybe this is part of that as you continue to have more and more success in business, right? I think this is true for me. I remember back 5 years ago when I was playing around with my online business manager materials and starting to write my book at that point and just kind of getting out there with some stuff. It was very experimental and it was very like, all right, let's just give it a go and see what happens, right? And I feel like over the years, and in particular as I've become more and more successful in my business, I started to lose some of that. I started to lose a little bit of that, oh, hey, well, let's just give it a go and see what happens, right? And so instead of coming in from that place, I've been coming in from the place of like, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, we got to try this, we got to try that, we got to prove, we got to, you know, it's like this really heavy, non-fun, like burdened place. And that really hit home for me when I was out in Vancouver there this week, right? Because it's like, you know what, I miss having fun in my business that way. I love to experiment. I love to try new things. I'm actually very pioneering and very creative in my business, of course. And so I love to bring that lightness along with it. You know, instead of feeling like I've got to prove X and trying so hard, it's kind of like this experimental idea of, well, hey, I wonder if. What about try? Let's throw this out there. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Right? And it works or it doesn't. And of course, like any scientific approach, you know, if something works, great. If it doesn't, you're back to the drawing board. And such is life, such is business in this. So I invite you to join me, especially if you find yourself in that place where I feel like I've been lately as well, where it's just like, trying so hard and trying to figure it out and push and blah, blah. You know, if you find yourself in that place, I really invite you to kind of breathe like, okay, I wonder, instead of I must, I wonder if, and join me in putting on that experimental hat. So it's Tina Forsyth here. Until next time, take care. Bye now.